Rain hammered the streets like the sky itself was crying for her. Maya stood on the sidewalk, shivering, gripping the small bag that carried everything she owned now. Her husband's last words still echoed in her ears, cold, sharp, unforgiving. "You can't even give me a child. Get out." The door slammed. And just like that, 7 years of marriage ended. She had begged, not out of weakness, but out of love, out of the hope that he would remember who she used to be to him. But his eyes had been full of someone she no longer recognized. Someone who blamed her for something her heart had no control over. Maya wrapped her arms around herself, choking on her tears as cars splashed past her. She had nowhere to go. She had no family left. She had no home. And as she sank to the pavement, her tears mixing with the rain, she whispered, "Why am I not enough?" Chapter 1: The Stranger with the Umbrella. A shadow suddenly stretched over her. She looked up and saw a tall man holding an umbrella, rain sliding off its edges like a curtain. He had tired eyes, the kind that had known loss but carried strength. His voice was gentle as he asked, "Miss, are you hurt?" Maya wiped her face. "No. I mean, yes. I just don't know where to go." The man hesitated, then knelt down to meet her eyes. "My name is Aarav," he said. "And you shouldn't be out here alone." She tried to stand but stumbled. He caught her before she hit the ground. "Come with me," he said softly. "Please." Maya froze. Why would a stranger help her? He answered her fear before she spoke. "I'm a single father. I know what it feels like to break, to fall." His eyes darkened. "And I know what it feels like to need someone to simply offer a hand." Something inside her, fragile but still alive, told her she could trust him. So, with trembling hands, she nodded. And for the first time that night, she felt a little less alone. Chapter 2: The House Filled with Quiet Pain. Aarav didn't take her to a mansion. He took her to a warm, cozy home filled with toys, soft blankets, and a quiet sadness. Inside was a little girl, around 6 years old, sitting with a blanket around her shoulders. She had wide, cautious eyes. "This is my daughter, Mira," Aarav introduced. Mira didn't smile. She didn't even move. "She hasn't spoken since her mother died last year," Aarav whispered so Mira wouldn't hear. "She hasn't smiled either." Maya's heart cracked again, this time for someone else. Later, as she sat on the couch warming up, the little girl approached her slowly, holding a small stuffed bear. She placed it next to Maya, then walked away silently. Maya broke into silent tears. That night, she slept under a real roof. With real kindness. Something she thought she had lost forever. Chapter 3: Healing 3 Broken Hearts. Days turned into weeks. Aarav offered her a small job in his company, organizing documents, helping with schedules. Something to get her back on her feet. Maya worked quietly, diligently, grateful for every moment. But the greatest change happened at home. Mira began to follow her around, silently but faithfully. One afternoon, Maya found the little girl struggling to tie her shoelace. She knelt and gently helped her. Mira stared at her, then, slowly, smiled. Aarav saw it from the doorway. His breath caught. His eyes filled. That night, tears slipped down his face as he whispered, "Thank you." Maya shook her head. "I didn't do anything." "You did more than you know," he replied softly. Chapter 4: The Past Returns. Just when Maya began to feel alive again, her past came crashing in. Her ex-husband showed up at the office, furious, jealous, and suddenly interested when he learned she was working closely with a CEO. He tried to drag her out, accusing her of ruining his reputation by leaving. Aarav stepped between them. "Don't touch her," he said calmly, but with steel in his voice. "She's my wife," the man spat. Maya lifted her chin, stronger now. "No. I'm not. You threw me away." Her ex scoffed. Who else would want an infertile woman? The silence that followed was sharp. Aarav stepped forward and said clearly, "I would." Maya froze. Her ex went pale. Aarav continued, his voice steady. "Infertility doesn't define a woman. Kindness does. Strength does. Character does. And she has more of all three than you ever will. Security escorted her ex out. Maya stood there shaking, overwhelmed. Aarav turned to her. "I'm sorry if I crossed a line," he said gently. She shook her head through tears. "You didn't cross a line, you protected me." Chapter 5, A Family Made of Choice. Life grew warmer. And one evening, as the sun spilled golden light into the living room, Mira tugged on Maya's sleeve. She whispered, finally breaking her year-long silence. "Mama." Maya gasped. Aarav, who had overheard, covered his mouth as tears filled his eyes. Mira hugged Maya tightly, repeating the word like she had been waiting to say it for months. Aarav approached her slowly, voice trembling. "She chose you. Maya, and I." He paused, trying to gather courage. "I want to choose you too." Maya stared at him, speechless. "Not because Mira loves you," he said, "but because I do." Her heart, once shattered, felt whole again. She touched his hand. "And I choose you," she whispered. "A family, formed not by blood, not by birth, but by love, healing, and kindness." Final message. The story of Maya is a reminder. Sometimes the people who break you are meant to leave. So the ones meant to heal you can finally find you. Love is not about who is capable of giving birth. It's about who is capable of giving their heart. The next morning, sunlight poured gently through the curtains, painting the living room in soft gold. Maya woke up to the faint sound of laughter, a sound she hadn't heard inside this home before. She stepped out and saw Mira sitting on the floor, holding a picture book, giggling as Aarav pretended to roar like a lion behind her. When Mira noticed Maya, she rushed to her and wrapped her tiny arms around her waist. It was a moment so pure that Maya had to blink away sudden tears. For the first time in years, she felt wanted. Not by obligation. Not because someone expected something from her. But because a child simply loved her. Aarav noticed her watery eyes and smiled softly. "She's been waiting for you to wake up," he said. Maya knelt and kissed Mira's forehead. "Good morning, Angel." The little girl giggled again, something she had never done in front of Maya before. But happiness, Maya would soon learn, was not always safe from the past. A call that shook her. Around noon, Maya's phone rang, an unknown number. She hesitated, then answered. The voice on the other end froze her blood. Her ex-husband. "Maya," he said dryly. "We need to talk." She felt the ground shift beneath her. "What do you want?" she whispered. "You may have forgotten, but there are things in my name you still use. I want them back. And don't think hiding behind some billionaire CEO will change anything. You're still the same useless woman you were here." Her hand trembled. But then, something inside her had changed. She wasn't the same Maya he had thrown out. She was stronger now. Without a word, she cut the call. But Aarav had been standing behind her, concern filling his face. "Was it him?" he asked quietly. Maya nodded. "He says he wants things back. But I know it's about control. He hates that I'm happy." Aarav took a slow breath, his eyes firm. "You're not alone. Not anymore." Maya wanted to believe him. But fear from years of emotional wounds still clung to her bones. Mira's silent warning. That evening, as Maya sat on the couch lost in thought, Mira quietly climbed beside her. She gently placed a small drawing in Maya's hands. It was a simple picture drawn with crayons. 3 figures holding hands. A man. A woman. A little girl. But Mira had drawn a giant shadow behind them, dark and looming. Maya's heart clenched. "Did someone scare you?" she whispered. Mira didn't speak. She pointed at the shadow, then at Maya, then hugged her tightly. It was as if Mira sensed something that words couldn't express. A child's intuition, raw and pure. Aarav looked at the drawing and his expression hardened with protectiveness. "She's worried for you," he said softly. "And so am I." For the first time, Maya felt not like a burden, but someone worth defending. The meeting that changed everything. 2 days later, Maya received a message from her ex, threatening, demanding, manipulative. This time, he wanted to meet. Aarav refused at first. You owe him nothing, he said. But Maya shook her head. He won't stop unless he hears me say it. I need closure. Aarav sighed, torn, but finally said. Then I'm coming with you. They met in a quiet cafe. Her ex arrived with arrogance spilling from every step. He sneered when he saw Aarav. So this is the man saving my wife? Maya corrected him firmly. Ex-wife. Her ex scoffed. You think you can replace me? You think he'll accept someone like you, who can't even give? Aarav slammed his palm on the table, voice cold as ice. Watch your words. Her ex glared. You're delusional. You think you can build a family with a woman who's... That's enough. This time it was Maya who stood. Her voice wasn't trembling anymore. It was steady, clear, powerful. I couldn't give you a child. True. But I gave you love. Respect. Loyalty. And you threw all of it away. That's on you. Her ex opened his mouth to argue, but Maya leaned in, eyes sharp. And for your information, she whispered. I have a family now. A real one. One I chose, and one that chose me. Her ex froze, stunned. Aarav stood beside her, proud. They walked out together. And for the first time in years, Maya felt free. A storm, a scream, and a realization. That night, heavy thunder rolled across the sky. Mira trembled under her blanket, storms terrified her since the night she lost her mother. Maya rushed to her, wrapping her in her arms. I'm here, she whispered softly. Nothing will hurt you. Mira clutched her tightly, sobbing silently. A sudden loud crash outside made the girl scream and bury her face in Maya's chest. Aarav ran into the room, but stopped when he saw Mira safe in Maya's arms. Something broke inside him. And something healed at the same time. After Mira fell asleep, he walked Maya to the living room. His voice was low, emotional. I've been trying to stay calm and patient, he whispered. But Maya, seeing her choose you, trust you, seeing you protect her. He paused, breath trembling. I realized something. Maya looked at him, heart pounding. Aarav took her hand gently, carefully, as if she was something precious. You are not someone broken who needs saving. You are the blessing we were waiting for. Maya's breath hitched. No one ever said I was enough, she whispered. Aarav smiled softly, his eyes glistening. You were more than enough the moment I found you on that pavement. And for the first time since her world had shattered, Maya truly believed it.